Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Formula Pod. And yeah, I'm super excited because this is our very first episode, and today I am joined by two of my Formula One friend fanatics. And it's my pleasure to welcome Mihir and Jason Peter. Hello guys.
What up, what up? AMG number one.
What's up? Ferrari is always on top. You're always a Ferrari fan.
Wait, bro. What's happening here? Are you switching teams every season? What's happening here?
Very loyal fans, loyal supporters.
Loyal supporters of who? Of Red Bull or Ferrari?
Ferrari, always Ferrari.
Okay, fine, Ferrari, cool.
And Daniel, but he's not.
Bro, Daniel is out of the picture right now. But then okay. And I need to give a special shout out to Mihir. He was all excited that he wore the team kit and all those the Mercedes cab, the Mercedes as in t-shirt. Even his walls are also having Mercedes branding. Okay, seriously, people in Mercedes, if you're listening to this, please hire this guy. He's mad about it.
Yeah, I'm super. I've got posters. I've got the wobblehead. I have the Lewis W11 car Lego set.
Okay. This is the ultimate fan. Okay, we're talking about the ultimate fan over here. Today we're gonna talk all about Drive to Survive, as in the hot topic. But then to be very honest, as in we're gonna give it to you in a very fan's perspective situation, how it was. And to be very honest, you guys, I am not so satisfied watching the entire series, especially the season, because compared to last season, or compared to last seasons, I would rather call it, with the S, it's not covering all drivers. It's just that it's more all those big names, but then even in the big names also it's not covered a lot. Okay. But then that's what I kind of think. It could have been a lot better. But then what do you guys think though? Mihir, let's start with you.
Obviously, this season was not as expected as last season. I'll tell you that. Out of 10, maybe I'll give it a 6.
Okay.
Should be given a 4, but
Okay.
6 because I love Formula 1, so +2. But a lot of events that were not covered, unnecessary drama between teams. I think that's one of the things I did not like. For 3 seasons, bang on. They were the best. I actually rewatched all the seasons again.
Okay.
And I compared everything, and I was like, these guys are really slacking behind. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's just the touch of what season 1, 2, 3 had, did not have in season 5. And to be in more detail, I think being a Mercedes fan, there's nothing about George. And I felt really sad about it. I was like, it's all a focus on Lewis, this Lewis, that. And I'm a Lewis fan, I love that. But as a team supporter, I think George is young blood. He's a young kid on steroids, if that's what people say in today's world, I guess. He's a strong man. I think he's pretty good. And also the shows are shorter this time. It was usually 46 to 50 minutes. One show is for 30 minutes, 40 minutes.
Really? I kind of didn't notice that, to be very honest. I was just okay, let me just watch and finish it off. What's happening over here? Because trust me, this is one of the episodes which I kind of binge watched in I kind of split into 5 episodes one day. In 2 days, I just completed it all at once, and I was okay. Now I'm not kind of I just have finish it off. It's not normally when I watch a series, it's more of I keep dragging it very nicely. Okay, but then this one particularly, I was just it just released on a Friday. Of Saturday, Sunday, I got watch 5 episodes straight, and then I'll just get the entire storyline onto my head. I just did that, but I'm I would totally agree. As in, okay, Drive to Survive needs drama, okay, yeah. But then I seriously don't understand like why they just putting in that. I said okay. I feel it's too much of drama. It's less of action and too much of drama. Like
I want to
I
hear
agree with
Jason's
that
voice.
completely.
I want to hear some Jason's voice. I
okay,
want to hear
like
Jason's
yeah,
Ferrari opinion.
definitely. I was just coming down to that. Like Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. The drama that's there is it's completely unrealistic from what it is in real life. And then most of these guys get together. It's the top 20 best drivers in the world together. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of competition, but there's no hate or there's no uncoordination between teammates, and then that's not very realistic. But apart from that, I believe it's a good show. Could have been way better. More coverage for Seb would have been amazing since it was his last year. But again, that was not there. As well as Max is back, so that's again a good sign. Overall, it was pretty decent, I would say. Yeah.
Like yeah, that's something again. I would rather emphasize on like he was a four-time world champion. Dude has got like enough amount of podiums and kind of race wins to actually be like properly crowned as champion. He was given I think like what hardly 5 seconds, and like yeah like at the starting of the season in Bahrain last year, it was just that okay, he tested positive, and then someone else drove, like Nico Hulkenberg drove for him, and I that was like a very shitty ride to be very honest. But then like okay, as in Sebastian Vettel was one, Daniel Ricciardo was another one. Like okay, Daniel Ricciardo there was like it was controversial, but then I don't know. It's just that. So there's this particular episode where they actually kind of mention the episode name to be like "Nice Men Go Last" or something, and I'm like, okay, why? As in, okay, that's an episode with Daniel Ricciardo mainly focused, and I'm like, why was the name like that? Because it just very honestly, it's just that you're just being like, okay, nice people are always going back, so all the nice people on the grid are just like on the like behind. Like, come on, what's happening over here?
I think what they meant by that was aggressive. I think that's the right word they were looking for. I think aggressive drivers have a better opportunity because they're more competitive. I think they're more on their toes. You know, I'm talking. They're always on the move. Daniel Ricciardo has not been the best driver. I mean, he is. I mean, he's one. When he was in Red Bull, he was on his peak. Then he went to McLaren, and I think that's where he dropped down multiple stages. And then I think that charm of his old banter and the way he talks, it's still there. So people think, oh, he's cute, he's nice, he's not aggressive while driving, and that's what people want to see. And maybe that's why it's titled like that. And going back to Seb, Arjun, you were talking about he got like 5 seconds or 10 seconds on screen. The reason why he did that is because people don't know about Seb. We know, the old school Formula One drivers know about Seb. I'm talking about the new generation who thinks about Max, Lewis, or Ferrari. I think these guys don't really understand the old school, the old Formula One, the W11 cars. You know, the sound of that cars without the EC, the electric motor coming in and ruining Formula One. I think this is
The
why
hybrid
they're
era
coming down
Formula
with
One you're
that.
talking about, yeah.
Oh, I hate that. I hate e-Formula as well. I think it's
Formula.
the worst.
You know what?
I think we can come to agreement on that. Ferrari and Mercedes come to agreement on that. E-Formula is the worst. We should not even bring that up over here.
No, like
But I completely agree with you.
you know, one day I was
No,
trying to
statements.
actually say watch Formula E, and honestly, it just felt like I'm playing like a game. Literally, like what's with say, okay, you kind of go through this zone, you're getting more power. Like, okay, am I playing over here like what Sonic Boom or something? But like I'm
No,
going through what zone I'm kind of doing it.
Honestly, shout out to Mario Kart. It gives me like Mario Kart vibes. I'm not gonna lie. Just you go from the outer line, you get extra boost. I'm like, damn, this is
I'm
exactly
like,
like GTA.
no, it just exactly feels like mobile game. Literally.
Yeah.
Mobile game in real life. Like, okay, I appreciate there are like good teams who are which are there and kind of like they do what they do. But then like, come on, let's face the reality. Like, okay, you're not. I seriously don't want to like watch real life Mario Kart. I want to pay expensive tickets to be honest.
I'm just gonna say two things about Formula E, then I'm not gonna say anything. One, I'm really proud that India's into this because Mahindra is one of the team members. Like teams are really part of India, I guess.
Yeah.
Number two, I have respect for Formula E as much I have respect for e-scooter Formula. Yeah, have you seen those e-scooter races
There's an
with the racing
e-scooter
lines?
formula? Did you
Yeah,
just say there's
yeah,
an
they have these
e-scooter
two
formula?
teams with the scooters, and they're doing racing lines, and I respect them maybe this much, so they're equal.
Holy fork! You kidding
I've
me?
also
Yeah.
never heard of this.
I've never heard of
Go
this.
search it up. Go search it up. There's actually teams.
Oh my god. I was just, trust me, with me, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna. As in, there are only like Formula One, then there's all the formulas, and then you got the MotoGP, and you got the Rallycross, and the endurance stuff, and all. So I was like, what's now with this? What? E-scooter formula? Like, come on. Is that gonna be like a bike formula or something now? Or like, say.
No, it's the scooter. It's the scooter you rent in Dubai.
Yeah.
To get
I know.
across.
I know those kind of like micromobility stuff, right? Yeah, the ones. Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I know that. I use them to sometimes go
I've
to
just
work.
googled it.
Bro, come on. And
We
anyways,
can do this.
we'll
can
kind
do
of like
this.
come back to that situation, but then like I kind of even want to kind of point out, say they basically kind of showcased Zhou Guan Yu's crash in Silverstone, like not once, not twice, a lot of times across like several episodes. I'm like, bro, like this is like enough amount of times it's there. Like, okay, I was still happy they included the scene where, say, Lewis Hamilton overtook, say, Sergio Perez and Charles Leclerc when they were fighting in, and kind of like swooped in and kind of got in. But then, like, I'm like, okay, that's fine. But then why, again, you wanted to show, like, the car kind of tumbled around, and after that, George kind of stopped the car and kind of ran in. It was very much unnecessary for that much amount of time.
You know, I agree with Mihir's statement on this when he spoke about the younger generation being involved in Netflix, trying to promote that with the younger generation. I know all of these crashes excite these young generations, but it's a very serious crash. But again, it gets boring for people like us who've seen these again and again. But again, Netflix is purely created for the young generation and to attract new fans and to bring them into the sport. So I believe that's why it's done here. Mir, your thoughts?
Okay, so first of all, it was one of the worst crashes I've seen.
Definitely,
Right?
definitely.
It's and I get why they're showing it again and again because it's a serious crash. It's not like a normal crash. The car flipped. It was 3 seconds long, from what I remember.
Yeah.
But that they showed it for like 45 minutes. Right? They kept. The marshal couldn't flip the car, so George Russell had to go on top of the tires and call the marshal. At that point, I was like, "What is this guy doing? Why can't he?" Anyway, regardless, I think the reason why they're showing this again and again is trying to show how serious Formula One is and how dangerous the sport is.
Mm-hmm.
But they could have shown other crashes, like the Lewis Hamilton when he got hit on the neck with the Red Bull car. I think they could show that from previous seasons as well.
Yeah, as in say that
create
the
some
previous
drama.
season, what it was, they were showing when Max got that 51G impact crash in
Yeah.
Silverstone. But like, yeah, but then in that one, it was not more of the crash. It was just more of, say, Christian Horner crying and being like, dude, what's happening?
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
But then that's also something which was very much highlighted in this season was like the Horner Wolf battle. Okay, and so this time with Formula One, the thing was like it was new cars, new generation of cars, new issues along with it. Say porpoising was the biggest issue, and then Mercedes didn't have a choice. They were just like, but it was a very bumpy situation. I'm like, okay, I just posted this on Instagram like a couple of days back when Christian Horner is saying all these stuff and Toto's like reacting for that, and like, okay, that is something that's kind of like a unique take which I started seeing on this because it's just like, okay, team principals fighting between each other, like what's happening over here?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Last year's car was absolutely dog shit. And kudos to Ferrari and Red Bull that fixed their cars on the right time.
No, we cannot completely say kudos on Ferrari because the reliability issue was on peak with Ferrari.
I know, but
And
they
say
fixed
strategy blunders.
bouncing.
You got
But they
like
fixed the bouncing quickest, so I'm pretty happy. Jason would be very happy that I'm talking about Ferrari right now. What do you think?
Yeah, they fixed the car pretty well, but again, it's the strategies and the durability that messed us up. But again,
no,
that's
like
part of
they've got some.
building
They've seriously got some like very. How can I call that very bad? I'll not call that bad. I don't want to even swear, but okay, I'll just call that like a very. It is to a higher level of worse. The strategies were, And I think like okay that all those reasons is why I say now Ferrari got a new team principal who was like Alpha Alfa Romeo's team. And I think that was also something which was worthy enough to go as an episode. When say, okay, I did see the thing where like Sebastian Vettel announcing retirement and then the drivers market getting all kind of crowded and stuff. But then the same thing was there with team principals because to be very frank, after Drive to Survive, team principals got fan base.
Yeah.
We're talking about some like not like one or two. We got like an entire like fan pages like on Instagram, Facebook, and all those.
They did. They did have a lot of fan base. Jason, what do you have to say about this?
All I have to say is Toto has become a king after Drive to Survive. The amount of fans he got is insane. And not for us, Ferrari, Mattia was absolutely roasted everywhere.
You know, I feel
So
Mattia was
of it.
Mattia was more of a cat, very shy to kind of go in and kind of like talk. And plus he's like literally the voice is just like. I'm like okay, like bro.
You know, I was always shocked that the Ferrari team principal doesn't know English. I think that's
No. I you know what? There are scenes where he's talking in English. It's just that I feel he is a lot more comfortable speaking in Italian.
okay. I mean, that's fair enough, I guess. But your audience in Netflix is mainly English, so maybe he could have. He could talk in Italian, in Italy. I don't know. Talk in English sometimes, bro. It's difficult to like read the captions and look at your face.
Oh yeah. So true. Like especially like this, the episode opener is where Gunther and Mattia are like on that road trip through Italy, and they're talking in Italian and stuff.
Literally, this is my dream, honeymoon dream.
Go to
Italy
Italy.
and my imaginary girlfriend just going in that Fiat during
Yeah,
the
go in that
But-
small Fiat Panda. I don't know what Fiat it is, but then it,
Thank God you said going with your girlfriend. I thought you were planning to go with Mattia and Gunther.
with basically like the season started, it's not like some kind of action. It's basically like romance, which these people started off with. Say that what do you call the unique romance between the team principals of Haas and Ferrari? Like, you know, it's more of like if you say that in a storytelling way. Once in a beautiful town in Italy, there was Gunther Steiner on the passenger seat and Mattia Binotto just driving the car and sitting and giggling. You know, it's like okay, what's the logical on that?
I personally think the whole concept of those two is because they share a engine, I guess, because they have to be in good terms. Because obviously Ferrari does provide its engine to Haas.
No, but then
And
you
I
know,
think they need to be-
have you realized is that at a point before Haas was joining Formula One, Haas was basically one of the sponsors for Ferrari. It's just that we didn't know because it was right underneath, like you know, like right on top of the floorboard. They keep those kind of branding. It was under that. It's just that we didn't notice that.
Oh, wow, okay, I didn't notice that
Yes.
either. Though.
Same as a Ferrari fan. I've never noticed that, which is good that you pointed out.
See, Jason, it's not like say you're gonna look like every nook and corner of the car, right? Like, bro, come on.
Exactly.
Like I just saw I myself discovered that on Instagram. That okay, Haas was basically once a sponsor, but then after they kind of like switched over and became like a team.
I'm not an investigator like Seb. Seb does his job. pretty
No,
well.
Inspector said. Inspector said. But you know
Yeah.
what? During the preseason testing, though, the same thing was done by Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. Like, even though they are old chaps, they're like saying that what's up kind of stuff. They just go and do stuff together.
I think it's more of looking into someone else's car is more of psychological pressure that they put on other drivers more than them just looking into it. Because I'm pretty sure the drivers don't understand much about the body and the size. And
No,
so,
see, drivers to a
there's
certain
the
extent will
dynamics.
understand. Like, no, not like a lot, but then to a certain extent they'll understand because they are like basically they are writing the entire thing. They should know like A to Z of the car.
No, I'm pretty sure they do, but I'm pretty sure they don't know the dynamics and the mathematical, data
Got the
that goes
point,
behind
got the point.
each. So I guess it's more of a psychological pressure that Bill did put on. But I feel like, I mean, I forgot what it's called, the paint that they put on top of cars.
The high visibility paint you're talking about, say when like
Yeah.
it's
There's a term for that. I forgot, some hydro something.
yeah,
Anyway, it's
I think
something.
it's called the high low paint if I'm not wrong. If I'm not wrong, that's called the high
So
low
I
paint.
think that was a. What do you think about that? I think that's a pretty cool concept they've put on. Like I've seen it before, but seeing it live on TV,
Okay, so it's
you
not
can
called
really
high
see
low.
everything.
It's called the high vis. The high vis,
High whiz. Okay.
or what's also known as the flow vis paint, because it kind of gives the overall air. So there are so listeners who don't understand what a flow is. Flow is basically this kind of paint which is being put on the car just to kind of understand the aerodynamics. So in kind of like how the wind passes through. So it's just that through this paint, you actually can see.
Talking about Flowbiz, there's a huge saga that's going on. Apparently, if teams capture proper pictures of these cars with the Flowbiz, teams can analyze the patterns made through the airflow. So that's a risk that teams carry when they're applying these paints on their cars.
Yeah, see,
Which is
bro.
exciting also
Oh,
because there are teams that will actually look into these and plan again how they can combat these.
that's
It's
there,
fun
of
for
course.
thought.
Yeah, of course. Let's say, come on. It's this year. A lot of cars were based on a Red Bull design, like say with the side pods and kind of say with the overall inlets, outlets, and all those things. But then, like, still Ferrari and Mercedes were very true to their designs and was like, okay, we're just gonna do what we normally do.
And as a Mercedes fan, I really think that's a bad idea. I really think to stick to W11, but that engine, best engine ever. But talking about obviously 2023 season, I saw their aerodynamic. I studied the car on my free time. I looked into every single knot, winglet, everything, and I'm comparing this with Red Bull, and I think Red Bull did a pretty darn good job.
Of course, like they nailed the understanding of the new season car a lot better compared to any other team. Like,
Yeah.
as in, okay, being myself a Mercedes fan, I would kind of give that to Red Bull because as in, okay, we gotta kind of appreciate like what they did, what they did right. We gotta kind of go appreciate that for sure.
We do have to appreciate it, but also Ferrari have designed a very good car. It's just that the strategy and the durability of the engine has not supported it. But I think Ferrari also designed a really good car.
No, of
Which
course.
with
It's-
engine durability would support them.
I feel with Ferrari, like, okay, they got like a very good concept as a car. It was just the engine, which kind of, as in reliability on the engine, was kind of like a bit of a mess. Because this was not only with Ferrari. All the Ferrari supplied teams, say we got Haas, we got Alfa Romeo. Yeah, all these teams in Bahrain, they were looking like knighted horses, where they like go in like blazing speeds. And then after that, with each race going down the line, the progress kind of like didn't kind of match with what we saw in Bahrain. So like yeah, durability was didn't play to their favor though. I mean like yeah, I hope like this year it goes a lot better and like even though I am a Mercedes fan, I'm still gonna say I don't want to see Red Bull getting like a constructor. Like I don't care. Other than Red Bull, any team who gets that, I'll be happy.
Salty like Toto, huh? Salty like Toto.
See,
At
the end of the day, we talk business over
The
here.
same thing, Jason. I think you're going to say the same thing with Ferrari. You wouldn't want to see another team go up on a podium when you're
Yeah.
supporting. So I kind of agree with Arjun. Obviously, you don't want to see someone else on the podium other than your team. But Red Bull is a really strong competitive team. I'm going to be very honest. For the last 2 years,
As in, I'm not going to say even for the last 2 years, I would say even more. They were inching the fight very nicely. And say, even it was there on Drive to Survive, where Christian Horner is like, it's not like you've done it for 7 times. It's not always going to come onto your favor.
I think Toto is also doing a very bad thing with the whole environment of being under pressure all the time. Because Toto is usually flying up high. Now he's flying next to the bushes.
No, but then I
So I
feel
think-
in those kind of situations. It's more of like Toto is basically owning like what, half of the team, like almost half of the team if I'm not wrong. He does everything on his way, whereas that's not the case, say, in terms of like Ferrari, because whoever is the team principal, they need to kind of go up to the higher ups in Ferrari in Italy. With Red Bull, I think it's a very similar procedure. I don't know how it is, but then like, because I don't have much interest on Red Bull, I don't research much. But then like, of course, like on Ferrari and Mercedes, because Ferrari once was my favorite team because Sebastian Vettel, and then I kind of like swooped off. So yeah, what do you guys think?
Deep down, you're still a Ferrari fan, and you'll admit it not now, but sometime in the future.
See, I'll tell you this. If I see Charles Leclerc on a Mercedes car, I'll be the most happiest person in the world.
I don't think that's going to happen. They're not going to let it happen. Ferrari, if they let it happen, that's just going to be sad for all of us supporting Ferrari.
See, I'll tell you this. We have seen Sebastian Vettel go from Red Bull to Ferrari, so we don't know what's going to come up. I'm just kind of like in a very cloudy situation with that.
On that thought, I wouldn't mind Mick back at Ferrari. Maybe he's there to
That's going to be a bit strange.
You never know.
No, I disagree with that actually. I think Mick Schumacher should. He's got a really good stand in Mercedes. He's got Lewis Hamilton, who is a really good. He's one of the best drivers in the world. He's got George Youngblood. He's got one of the best team principals as a mentor. He's gonna see what a high class top champion team does on a daily basis rather than Haas. Okay, Haas, good team. It's not as good as Mercedes.
Of course.
Not putting it up there. But I really think Mick should take up notes and see what are the differences, engine-wise, organization-wise, team bonding, the money and budgeting these guys have for each and every race. I've not seen a Haas. I volunteered for Formula One. I saw Haas's village, like the villa.
Okay,
It
where?
was absolutely pathetic.
Wow, we're getting insider information right now.
I'm telling you right now, they had one floor and one can with water bottles and sodas. I went to Mercedes, they had 2 floors, and the third floor was their office with Lewis Hamilton and George Russell. I knew this because, like, I didn't go inside, but I asked someone about the whole. And it's crazy, and everything is a Mercedes. It's silver, black, turquoise. Half was just.
You know what? It's more of like saying Mihir is not getting
silence.
words to kind of express it out. So like
I'm really not trying to say any bad words in this, but Haas it's like water, It's just there, and there's Red Bull, and then there's Monster. Obviously, look at that word,
My God, this is going like insane. But then like chaps, we can talk like all day with this thing, but then it's just gonna be like people who listen will just be like, you know what? These guys have been like. Imagine if this was a Red Bull fan listening to this podcast, they'll just be like, I'm gonna kill these guys. I'm gonna make another podcast and they'll be like, these guys suck. Like so.
I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait for you to invite a Red Bull fan, and then we all team up on him.
I think let's see. On that terrible disappointment, thank you so much for tuning on to our first ever episode of Formula Pod. If you like it, please do give up a very nice feedback on any of the podcast platform you're listening us to. Until next time, it's us, myself, Arjun, and the 2 lads over here. Like, you guys want to give out your names before I kind of say it off?
Jason, how about you go ahead? Because you haven't spoken.
I think you've already said my name. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. And I'm sure he's definitely gonna win this season.
All right. I guess, guys, you have to come back to Arjun's podcast. I think this is going to be the best podcast. I'm telling you this, hands down, no one's done this. Share, subscribe to Arjun, and make sure you switch to a Mercedes fan, because Mercedes people are long-term and good people.
But like, yeah, Mihir, now you're talking way too much. I gotta cut you off.
Okay.
Man's throwing shade. We gotta put it back in place.
Okay, guys, chaps, we gotta end this thing. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in, and once again, until next time, this is all of us signing off from here on Formal Pod.